So we love this fancy new app we found. It's so cool. We found all these tricks and all these fun things, but to download this so that we can edit it, like there was a part last week where I think Miranda's phone needed charged or something, and we had to like take out like 3 minutes or something of the video, or you guys would have been bouncing around and gotten seasick on your side. So we had to cut that part out, and for us to do that, it was like, it took us days just to take out that like 2 minutes of video so that you guys didn't have to watch Miranda trying to fumble her phone. So, but we loved this app, and we were like, so this time Miranda's recording on her side so that she can download it onto her better computer and edit if we need to. But welcome back to the Book Mash. This is episode 3. If you're just joining us for the first time, make sure you go watch the other 2 episodes. This is my sister Miranda. I am Ashley, and together we make the Book Mash. Where we mash together books and what our opinions are on books, and talking about authors and just everything in general. Like I said, in case you didn't catch it the first time, I said we are sisters. We both caught a recent what's the word? Like a new love for reading that we used to have before. And we thought it'd be fun to start a cute little podcast and just talk with you guys about what we're doing. So, since our last episode 2 weeks ago, Miranda, what have you been reading?
I have like 40 minutes left of Hunting Adeline. So I've been reading that one. And then
I didn't know you started it.
Yeah, I started it 2 days ago. I was on my spring break, and my husband was off on my spring break with me, and the kids were all at school, so we spent some time like going to the lake and hanging out, so I didn't read as much as I normally do. So that's why it's taking me a little bit longer to read this one, but I'm totally fine with it. But I've also read a lot of arcs in the last couple weeks, like a lot of arcs, which I normally, if you are on my Instagram page, I normally do like a monthly recap of all the books that I've read. And so if you look out for that on April Fool's Day, I'll probably have that posted. Yeah, that's a fun one. I like putting them all together and putting my ratings and everything.
So without spoiling it, how are you loving it?
It's good. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
Like, there are times when you're reading and you're like, do I really want to continue this? But you're so pulled in that you have to know what happens. So I'm almost done. It's so good. I like it.
I do know that there's a bunch of people on H.D. Carlton's like TikTok, and they are begging her for a third book. Because she does have the like Where's Molly and all the other ones, but we need another cat and mouse book because I love it. I'm so glad you finally read it.
It's so funny because our episodes just like all 3 of them have just kind of encompassed this H.D. Carlton like dialogue.
Well, now you know why. Because the first episode you were like, I don't really know why Ashley loved her. And
now I get it. Now I understand. All right, what have you been reading?
I finally started Zodiac Academy. It's taking me a couple long time days to get into it. I'm like not even past 100 pages right now. I'm liking the storyline so far, but like, and I know I'm probably gonna love the series, but it's like taking me, and I think that's why it's taking me forever to like get into it, is because I know that there's like 24 books or something in total, and you know me, if you listen to the first episode, like I don't start a series without finishing it. But while I say that, I did start a series and I haven't finished it yet.
That's funny. There are a lot of people that are really like overwhelmed and it's daunting when they think about reading Zodiac Academies, but we talked about Erica with a K last time too, because she's
Yeah.
reading Zodiac Academies and she was telling people like, if you start it, you don't have to go to the second
Yeah.
one as soon as you're done with the first one. Like you can read stuff in between. So it's really easy to get from one book and jump into another one. Like when I was reading the Ruthless Boys series, I did it after all the
Yeah.
Zodiac Academies. And I did take breaks in between. Like there were other books, like Catherine Cowles had some new one that came out. So I jumped into that. And then I went back into Ruthless Boys. And it's really easy to jump back in and know what's happening.
Mhm.
I also feel like reading it on Kindle helped me. Because if you've seen the size of the Zodiac
Mhm.
Academy books, it could be very overwhelming because they are massive. And
I'm a
you just
physical
don't.
book reader. I love like
Yeah.
I'll read it on my Kindle, but I love just holding a book paperback in my hands, and I have not opened my Zodiac Academy because I have seen it and it is scary and it is much easier to read on my Kindle or on my phone. So I'm kind of like
Yeah, it goes
yeah.
quicker and you don't realize how far you've gotten when you're reading it on the
Mhm.
Kindle.
Yeah. That's
But
always
once you
like
get done,
your instant reward is that's one thing I think is really cool with me bouncing back between paperback and my Kindle is it's such a cool feeling like to read your paperback and be like, I'm gonna go lay in bed with the lights off, but I need my Kindle to read. And then you're like reading your Kindle and the next day you're like, oh my gosh, I read all that? Holy
right?
cannoli. Like, yeah. It's like
Yeah.
instant gratification for me. But the series that I started and haven't finished yet is I started Wild Love by Elsie Silver.
Okay.
And I have both of the other ones, but I think like my heart was so invested in that one. And it's like this one has like different character stories from that book in it. And like you're following
Mm-hmm.
different characters, which I love books like that.
Me
But I
too.
loved those characters so much that I don't know. Like I've
There's
already
been a
pre-ordered the fourth
few.
one.
Yeah, there's been a few series that I have read where I just like haven't jumped into the second one specifically for that
Mhm.
reason. Like I don't want to leave
Yeah.
those characters. And although
Mhm.
I like the side characters, them being main characters, it's like, but
Yeah.
eventually I do get into the other ones. Eventually,
It's
but
like the Things
sometimes it
We
takes
Left
me a
Behind
while.
series. Like same thing with that.
That's
Like
exactly what I was thinking of. I haven't read the second one yet.
I think the second one was my favorite.
Even all this
I
time. I mean, that
loved
was
it.
a long time ago. You remember when I read
Oh,
that, and I haven't read the
yeah.
second one. Yeah.
Sidetrack. Have you seen the fine print special edition? That's at Walmart.
No. I'm not a physical. If it's not on Instagram, I won't see it because I don't
I
shop
saw
for
it at
physical
Walmart
books.
the other day. It's a hardcover. I like special editions aren't like a thing for me. Like I could care less. Like if the reprint or the special edition has like a skull on it, maybe. But like I'm not gonna go out of my way and like I think it's super cool for people who do and like get super excited. Like one of my friends who is also on my TikTok and she's like an actual real life friend. Um she orders books from like Germany and like all of those editions and I'm like, "Oh, those are beautiful." But like to me that doesn't like scratch
Like
my itch, you know what I mean?
Spark of the Everflame has some really pretty covers
Oh.
that I've seen on Instagram
The
from
Fourth
different
Wing
countries.
ones, I've seen some really
Yeah.
cool Fourth Wing editions, but I'm like, it doesn't like that. It doesn't do it for me. Like I'm really excited that it does for you. Like I love to look at them,
Right.
like, but it's just not something that I don't know.
Yeah. If I were going to
But
get signed editions, if I were going to purchase physical copies of a book anyways, if I were going to get special editions, I would want them signed and they would
yeah,
literally just sit on the shelf. I wouldn't
yeah.
touch them.
Okay,
That's the thing.
so yeah, we caught up a little bit on each other's reading.
Yeah.
So this episode we're doing something a little fun. So Miranda messaged me after the last episode. She goes, I have a really good idea for our episode 3. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, you gotta go read, because we have a Google Drive for like all of our stuff. She's like, you gotta go look. She goes, but it has homework. And I'm like, why do you do this to me? So I went and looked at the Google Drive and I'm reading and I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. So
Yeah.
Miranda and I have something kind of special planned. We were supposed to spin the wheel this week, but we're choosing our read for April a different way. And I think you guys are going to like it. So, Miranda has a couple things she's going to talk about really quick, and then we're going to get into that.
All right. Side note, sorry for the homework. We all know we're both teachers. I teach middle school. I give homework.
Mine's preschool.
It's just the way it is. Yeah, don't give homework in preschool, Ash. Okay. Our giveaway. We have a giveaway posted on Instagram. If you've not seen that, please jump on to our Instagram page. It is _book_mash. It is on the main page of our Instagram. We've been sharing it over and over again. We are giving away a paperback copy of The Perfect Child by Lucinda Berry to one person, and we're also giving away a paperback copy of Haunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton to another person. So make sure you jump on there, follow all the instructions, and the deadline to enter is April 10th. I think we have it ending at like 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. As long as you do it on April 10th, that's all that matters. But go,
to be honest,
follow.
Probably be in bed with a book.
Yeah, true. Okay. Go follow our Bookmash Instagram page along with both of our Bookish pages. Make sure you comment on the giveaway post and subscribe to our YouTube channel for a chance to win one of those copies by April 10th.
And that is a monthly giveaway. So whatever books are picked, because we're always going to pick 2, whatever books are picked for that month that we talk about, we're always going to give those books away, and they'll be like the next month. So whatever books are picked today for our top secret project we're doing, will be given away on May 10th. That was when that one will close. So this is going to be an every month thing. If we get big enough, it'd be cool to give more than 2 copies away. But yeah.
But we need more followers in order to do that. Yeah. So jump on there. More giveaways. Yes. Let's do that.
So fun. Okay, speaking of our fun game, we should have had like flashing lights or something for this announcement because it's going to be so fun.
I can edit and add some stuff in there. Don't worry. I got you. Yes, I will edit.
Today's game is called Blind Book Dating. Hopefully she can put it above my hands when we do this.
If not, you're just going to look really funny. It's all good.
If not, I'm just going to be...
Yeah.
So this is how it's going to work. We each picked 3 books. We don't know what they are, and we're going to try to sell them to each other for a date. So just like a blind date dating game. We're not allowed to tell each other the title or characters or anything. We're going to describe each book like a dating profile. We're going to focus on the personality of the book, its best and worst qualities, and the kind of reader that may fall in love with it. The other person, after we announce our 3 books, or not announce, talk about our 3 books, the other person is going to pick one of the 3 books. And if you guys get to the point where you're watching this and you're like, ooh, I would pick book number 2, tell us what you think it might be. Bonus at the end, we're going to reveal the titles and if it's a match made in bookish heaven or not.
You're going to read it anyway.
Go first. I'm so excited.
Okay.
I have color-coded notes and everything.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Book number 1. It says reconnecting. Personality. Meet the charming, down-to-earth guy who loves his horses more than anything. Except for you, of course. He's a little rough around the edges, but he has a big heart as big as the ranch he owns. He's fiercely protective, a little brooding at times, and can sweep you off your feet with a single look. Whew. He's got a bit of an alpha energy, but knows how to be gentle when the situation calls for it. If you love a love story with a slow burn, high stakes, and a bit of a cowboy grit, this one is for you. The best quality? His unwavering loyalty and passion, not just for the woman he loves, but for everything he holds dear. Worst quality can be a little stubborn, which may cause some misunderstandings. It's a man. Along the way. Ideal reader. Someone who enjoys a swoon-worthy romance with a bit of a wild side. Bonus points if you're into the idea of falling for a rugged cowboy.
Okay, I think I know which one that is. But I'm not going to say yet.
Okay, book number 2. I almost just said the title. Personality. If you're into stories with layers of complexity and dark charm, this one is like a mysterious figure who could easily blend into a foggy night. The book has a gritty, almost cinematic feel, with moments of emotional vulnerability hidden beneath its tough exterior. Its protagonist is the kind of person who needs to see it all, walk the line between wrong and right, and carry scars from their past. It's both intensive and tender, with a dose of suspense that'll keep you on the edge of your seat. The book isn't afraid to dwell into grimmer parts of life, but it does contain a certain poetic allure. The best quality, the raw emotion and psychological depth. It's a story that makes you think and feel deeply. The worst quality, it's dark, sometimes gritty tone, may not be for everyone. You have to be in the mood for a heavier read. Ideal reader. Someone who's dark. I cannot talk today. Someone who's drawn to dark romance with a psychological complexity and isn't afraid of facing a few demons along the way.
I don't know which one that is. Question mark. Okay. Number 3.
Oh, they're so good. Personality. This book is the quiet, introspective one in the group. It's coming-of-age love story that takes you through the emotional highs and lows of growing up. Its thoughtful, tender takes of its unraveling complexities. Unraveling the complexities of relationships, both romantic and platonic. There's an intense connection between the main characters, built on trust, shared experiences, and an undeniable bond that grows stronger as time goes on. If you're into angsty, heart-wrenching romance with a focus on self-discovery, this one's calling your name. Best quality, the emotional depth and the slow build of tension between the characters. It feels real, authentic, and beautifully raw. The worst quality, its pacing is a little slower. So if you're looking for something fast-paced, it may not be your pick. The ideal reader is someone who loves emotional growth, longing, and the messy beauty of falling in love for the first time.
I don't know which one that is either. Okay. Should I pick now or should I wait until you mine?
I think you pick now.
Okay.
I can't wait.
I think it's between 1 and 2, but I'm gonna go with 1 just because 2 sounds similar to the feeling of hunting Adeline, and I'm gonna need like a break from something. So like
the only clue I will really give you is it's not on the same wavelength as Haunting Adeline.
I think I'm gonna go with number 1, and I think that book is an Elsie Silver book.
It's wild.
I'm so good.
It's so cute.
Okay, so that is the book that I am reading this month.
I'm so excited for you.
I have been meaning to get into some Elsie Silver, so this is the perfect opportunity for that.
That was my first Elsie Silver book.
Okay. Let me bring up my notes here for my 3 books. Maybe.
I hope mine's cute.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. I need to zoom out a little bit. Maybe. All right. Our first one, I am dubbing The Protective Sweetheart. Okay. All right. So this book is like that dependable, caring partner who shows up when you least expect it, but exactly when you need them the most. It's a military romance with heartache, healing, and a swoon-worthy hero who will make you believe in love again. If you are into emotional roller coasters, supportive love interests, and strong but vulnerable heroines, this one is for you. Be warned. This book may cause intense feelings and an obsession with men who write heartfelt letters.
I know that one.
Do you?
I think so.
Okay. All right. Here's our second one. I have named this one The Dark and Mysterious One. All right. So, Tall, Dark, and Dangerous. This book is the ultimate brooding love interest with a secret past and a sharp tongue. A fairy tale inspired fantasy romance with enemies to lovers tension, court intrigue, and a heroine who refuses to be controlled. It's perfect for those who love powerful magic, slow burn romance, and a morally gray hero who might steal your heart or your soul. And the warning for this one is once you fall for this one, no mortal book boyfriend will ever compare.
Don't read that. I accidentally just sent a message. Don't read it.
It popped up on my bubble. I already saw it. Okay.
I didn't mean
Number
to say.
3. Number 3. This is The Small Town Protector. A small town romance with a touch of suspense. Think childhood friends to lovers with a side of danger. He's protective, rugged, and the kind of guy who'd drop everything to keep you safe. Oh, and he's been in love with you forever. Prepare for second chance romance, emotional healing, and a story that feels like a warm hug with a hint of mystery. Warning for this one, may cause an uncontrollable urge to pack up and move to a charming small town.
Well, I know either 2 or 3 is the Catherine Cowles book. Because you're trying to get me to read one.
Catherine Cowles does not do romantasy, so...
Oh, that's true.
That gives you a big hint.
And I'm 99% sure that the first one is Rebecca Yarros, Things We Left Unfinished.
No,
so
you're close.
It's not?
It's not that book, but it is that author.
Then Variation.
Nope.
What? Okay, well, I'll pick number 1.
Okay, number 1 is Full Measures by Rebecca Yarros.
I haven't read that one yet.
That's why I picked it. And it is the first in a series, and each one will make you cry, so just be
Okay,
warned.
so tell me the other 2 books, because we forgot to do that before we moved on.
I know, you didn't tell me. Okay, so the second one is Curse of Shadows and Thorns by L.J. Andrews, part of the
Ooh.
Broken Kingdom series. Here I am trying to get you to read series. Like, all 3 of those are series.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome. And Broken Kingdoms is a lot. There's like Zodiac Academy number of books.
I think I've seen that.
Yes. So good. So good. Okay. Number 3 is Whispers of You by Catherine Cowles. That is the first Catherine Cowles book that I read. So I wanted to give you the first one that I read as well, so that you can start in your journey and follow it along just like I did.
Well, my
But you
other
didn't
2
pick
are
that
still
one.
down on my shelf.
That's
And
okay.
I almost bought another one the other day. One of the butterfly cover ones.
Fragile Sanctuary
Something.
is the first
They
one.
were at Target.
The Sparrow
I don't
Falls
think it was.
series. Yes, I just finished
I don't
Beautiful
remember
Exile.
which one.
So good.
So my book 1, well, you picked book 1, was Wild Love.
Right.
Book 2 was Butcher and the Blackbird.
I should have guessed. I was trying to think of the ones that you've read, and I couldn't think of that one. But that's been on my TBR for a long time.
I've read all 3.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
good. And number 3 was Binding 13.
Oh, okay. I've heard a lot of good things about that one too.
That is one. I have it over there. I should have grabbed it. That is one that you definitely need to read on the Kindle.
Yeah.
Because it's trying to think of where it was written. It's written like over there. So like our pages on like our
Across
books,
the
there's like a
pond.
gap. There's like a gap on the top and the bottom, right? And the
Yeah.
font is like 16-point font or whatever it is. I don't know what the right font size is. That book, when you open it, there's literally words from the top to the bottom, to the side, and the font is like 3.
That
And there's
reminds
like
me
one.
of trying to read Great Expectations when I was in high school. That would not go over well for me.
And like there's so many words on one page. And it just
Yeah.
gives you anxiety because you like turn the page and you're like, and like you got to start over the page and it takes you forever. But on the Kindle, it's like do. I've read Binding 13. I've read the other 13. I'm on the 4th, I think.
Okay.
And there's a new one coming out.
Yeah.
So cute, though. So
I've
cute.
heard a lot of good things about those ones. Lots of tears.
That one has a lot of trigger warnings in it. Lots of tears. Very good story. I will say, like, when I heard Erica with, is it K, right?
Yep.
I just call her Erica. When I watched Erica read those books, and she read the first 2, and then she went to go to the 3rd one, and she's like, I didn't like the 3rd one, and I'm like, how can you not like the 3rd one? I think I was on the 1st one. And then I read the 3rd one, and I'm like, it's good. It's still really good, but the other 2, like, are sitting on a pedestal.
Yeah.
So, very good books. But Wild Love is also a good book.
All right.
Got slow burn. I love slow burn. Slow burn.
So excited for you to read Full Measures because you get to read about Josh in December and you're going to have so many tears. So many tears.
I hate Rebecca Yarros. Just kidding. I love her.
I know. You
I
hate to
don't
love
like her
her.
because she always makes me cry.
This one's going to get you for sure, especially if you read the subsequent books. I mean, the first one, right out the gate, it's like, it's going to grip you. Like, I want to hear your reactions while you're reading. No, we can't do that because we have to do it in our next episode. You're going to have to, like...
I will record it.
Yeah, I was going to say record or, like, write down, do, like, a little journaling of your reactions or something, because
You know what would be another really cool giveaway? Have you seen like the Sisterhood of the Traveling Book? Have you seen that?
no.
So, I don't know if you guys have seen it on TikTok. It's something that I thought was so cool. So, especially Miranda wouldn't like it because she doesn't like physical books. But you do is you buy, like, one person buys a physical book, and they have like the annotation tabs and like a pen, and like you write your notes in it, like how you're feeling, and annotate your pages and all the things, and then you send it to the next person, and they have a different color and a different tab. And they're doing the same thing. And then they send it to the next person. That would be so stinking fun.
That would I would read a physical book to participate in that activity.
It would be so, I think it'd be so much fun.
I mean, I do highlight
if you,
on Kindle sometimes.
I do and I don't. So if you think that'd be a cool giveaway idea, or just something that we could do like for one time or whatever, like let us know if you think that sounds cool. Because I do want to know it. So
yeah, we could try that.
By the way, not you. If you're watching this video, in case you did not know, I don't know how long it's going, but Target has books buy two get one free right now. Just so you know. I felt
Kindle
nice.
Unlimited is great, guys.
Have that too. Gosh.
I love my Kindle Unlimited.
Me too.
I think that's funny that I guessed the author of your first book and you guessed the author of my first book. I mean, you did guess that I had Catherine Cowles on there, but only because you know that I want you to read a Catherine Cowles, not because of the description. But the fact that you knew the first one was Rebecca Yarros and I knew the first one was Elsie Silver is super funny.
Yeah. I didn't even think about the second one being a romantasy one.
Well, you didn't listen. You were too busy typing your Rebecca Yarros into Messenger and sending it to me. Because the second one literally said a fairy tale inspired fantasy romance, but you just like.
That's because I was already focused on I've got to pick off Rebecca Yarros because it's her. So I was like,
I'm good with it though. I'm so glad you're going to read that one, and I get to force you to do it.
I'm surprised it wasn't variation though.
I thought about doing variation, but I feel like Full Measures and the Flight and Glory series don't get as much like hype as they should, probably because they're like some of her older books, but I also feel like they are definitely worth the read and for people to talk about them because she just did an amazing job. Like, if you didn't know, her husband used to be a helicopter pilot or in the military. Like, he was part of that, and so when she wrote these books, she was like bringing that experience.
Well, I think that's why she said, I might be wrong, but I think that's why she said like most of her books have that like military twist on them.
Yeah, because so she's a military wife.
Be a story about military stuff all the time, but that they all are connected to military somehow. I want just for poops and giggles. Hold on. Hey, Dean, can you come here? Come here. You don't have to edit any of this out. Just for poops and giggles.
Your preschool teacher is coming out.
I know. Do you see the cute book, the third one from the top right there, with the orangey reddish cover? This one? Yeah. Can you hand that to me? Yeah. Just for poops and giggles. Poops? Well, I can't say the other word. Oh.
I mean, you probably could.
What? So, just for funsies, this is Scythe and Sparrow. This is the third book. But, if you have not read one of her books, you have to listen to the trigger warnings.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Are you ready?
Let's do this.
Now, I will say, the other 2 books' trigger warnings are, like, hilarious. But this one? Does this one? Oh, yes, it does. As much as Scythe and Sparrow is a dark romantic comedy and will hopefully make you laugh through the madness, it is still dark. Please read responsibly. If you have any questions about this list, social platforms, Instagram, we love her. Eyeballs, again, if it's any consolation, I don't know why I keep writing them into books, because this eyeball freaks me the out. Also, eyelids. Yep, we're there now. I'm not sure, as I really ruin cotton candy as much as maybe defile it. Possibly sausages and or hot dogs. Ill-advised use of a staple gun. Are drug-addicted raccoons a trigger? Debate.
What?
Clowns. Sexy clowns. Medical trauma including serious injury, ambulances, open fracture, puncture wounds, blood loss, hospitals, surgical recovery. And paling, not the sexy kind, but okay, that too. Hold on, we're not done. References to domestic, PA, can I say that? Psychological, emotional stuff. Injured dog. But if you've read Leather and Lark, you already know Bentley will be fine. He's too grumpy and too bad to die. There's, neglect. Numerous weapons and sharp objects, including knives, pew-pews, baseball bats, metal hooks, and edge beveler. You should be used to these by now. Detailed scenes, including all of the things, because I'm not going to read that on a podcast. Explicit and colorful language, including a lot of blasphemy. Don't say I didn't warn you. There's a lot of injury and death. It's a book about a doctor and a serial killer falling in love. So, I feel like it's probably a given. Seriously.
Okay, that makes me want to read the first one, just because of the hilarity and the intrigue, I have to say.
So I remember when Brian and I would go, when Butcher and the Blackbird came out, Brian and I would go to Walmart, and I'd see it, and it was all over my TikTok. All over it. And, like, I'd open the trigger warnings, because, of course, if you read a book...
Always read the trigger warning.
Mental health is huge and important. Make sure you always look for a trigger warnings list. So I opened the book to Butcher and the Blackbird, and I'm like, heck no. I am not reading that. And Brian goes, people actually want to read that? And I'm like, it's all over TikTok. Like, all over it. And he goes, huh. So then, like, once again, like, a week later, we'd go to Walmart, and I'd look at it. And I'd be like, man, everybody says it's so good. But I'm not, like, I like thriller books, but I'm not, like, I don't always reach for one. And I'm like, no, and I'd always put it back. It took me literally, like, 15 months to get the first one. And I finally was, like, sitting down, and I was reading it, and I'm like, so it says it's funny, but it's a thriller. And I'm like, but I'm so confused. Like, so confused. And there's, like, accidental cannibalism and, like, all this stuff in the first one. And I'm like, no? And so I finally read it. And I remember it was one of the nights, like, I think it was during the summer. And I'm up at, like, 3 o'clock in the morning trying to finish this book. And I just start busting up laughing. And Brian's like, I thought that was supposed to be, like, a thriller. I'm like, oh, it is. But it is hilarious. Like, this series is, like, one of the funniest series that you will ever read. I'm not even, like, a drug-addicted raccoon?
I know, that one got me.
And when she comes in, you're like, oh. It's so good. I love this series. Like, we were at Target, and my rule, of course, is I can only keep a book if it has a skull on it. So if you look, like, there's one skull. And Dean's like, Mom, look, there's a skull. You gotta rebuy him. I didn't. I traded them, but so good. Love it. I had that pre-ordered before I even read the second one.
Wow.
Because that series is just so good. So good. I love it.
Awesome.
It's just yeah.
You're funny.
I know.
Oh,
okay.
boy.
So, sorry, we went on a long sideways jaunt down a dirt road. You know, the summer roads that you're only supposed to drive on in the summertime. We went on one of those. So, real quick, we picked 3 books. We talked them up to go on a blind date with. Miranda chose Wild Love by Elsie Silver. And I chose, what was it called?
Full Measures by Rebecca
Full Measures by Rebecca Yarros. So at the end of May, though, or not the end of May, the end of April, those will be our giveaway books. So if you're like, I've had my eye on that Elsie Silver book, you know what to do to get into the drawing for that. Also, if you're already a follower and you still want to be in the running for those giveaways, just make sure you follow the other steps, like share it, comment, show us some love, and we'll pick from there. So real quick, speaking of YouTube, make sure that you're following us on YouTube. It'd be awesome if you turned your notifications on, you are subscribed, all those good little tips and tricks. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, _book_mash. Also follow our personal pages, which are also always linked on all of our posts. Miranda's been working really hard on really cool interactive posts. Like the one I just saw was, do you think you could survive in the haunted house from Haunting Adeline? I'd be like, heck yeah.
No.
I will go. I volunteer as tribute.
No way.
Do I get a hand on my porch? Do I? I want to stalk her? Just kidding. I really don't want to stalk her. Please don't. But yeah. So she's doing like these amazing posts. I like genius. So make sure you
on them, please.
Yeah, go comment. Even give it a like. Yeah, and follow our personal pages. Share it. If you share it to your story, you get some extra points. Also, Discord. Discord is just a place where we're going to go talk about these books. We'll probably talk after we post our next episode. So that way we're not giving away our secrets.
Yeah.
Spoilers. The word. But Discord's completely free. Like, everything's completely free. Discord, we're just in there talking. We'd love to get it to a point where on Discord we could possibly meet like locally and talk to people in person, like a book club. I think that'd be so much fun. But for now, it's on Discord. You go find us. Our links are everywhere. Our next episode, we're going back to our wheel.
Yes, and we'll discuss the 2 books that we chose from our blind book dating game.
Yeah. So next episode 4, make sure you're here in about 2 weeks. We're going to spin the wheel. If you have ideas for books that you want to see on the wheel, make sure you're commenting them or sending us them in a message, and we'll just throw them on the wheel. Or I'm going to add a viewer's choice one, so then you guys can vote on a book too. Like I said, like Miranda said, go get in on that giveaway. I'm so excited. It comes straight from Amazon to your house. They're brand new books. We're just going to announce the winners. You just have to message us your address, and I'll shoot it over to your house. What else do we have, Miranda?
I think that's it. I don't know. I'm really excited to jump into Elsie Silver. It's been on my list of authors to read, so
I've had a lot of her books for a long time, and I'm so glad I read the one.
I honestly remember you buying some of her books, and I didn't realize that you hadn't read any of them yet.
No. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have at least 5 that I can see, and I have the last one of that series coming. I don't remember when it comes out.
I think
But
it's
yeah.
soon. I think I've seen Instagram posts of it being like what color they wanted to do the outside because they're all different colors.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
I think
purple.
the next one, people were saying they wanted it to be yellow, but
there's already like the light orange one.
yeah, I don't know.
But it's purple and it's so cute.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see if we can get it. This is gonna be like, how many episodes does it take for us to be together?
Poll in, guys. What do you think? How long do you think it's going to take us to be able to say this in synchronization?
Because I don't think there's a delay.
No, it's not the delay. It's just us being silly.
Okay, you ready?
I guess.
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, ready? I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Stay bookish.
Stay mad.
Stay mad. And we'll see you on the next episode.